Okay. Here, I'm open another putty session, so better separate. So I have an account called user1 and user1. So I log in as a user1. Okay, now user1. Okay. Now uh, so this is one user and there is a student also there, right? So this is a user1, and if you see, this is a student. Okay. So everyone is working on under temp only. So I'm putting a slash temp. So put ls, then I will find some files. Okay. Mm, well, we have a file, but I'm going to create a file here. I'm creating a new file, c file 1, c file 2. Okay. So just some file. So this is c file 2. So control D. Now if you check the permissions, c file 2, who is the user? User is a user1, and user is a primary group is group 1. Users 1 primary group is group 1. That's why it is coming like that. And permission set is rw or r only is it is coming. Okay. So the member of the group 1 can able to read the file. The user or a owner can able to read the file. Okay, and others can able to read the file. So student is not a member of group 1, right? So id student is a member of a student group and wheel group, but not a member of group 1. Okay. So what I am trying to read the file cat c file 2. I'm in a student. I am trying to read the file, so I can read the file, but if I want to edit the file, I cannot do it. So it is showing permission denied. So because I'm a other. Okay, I'm not a user. Even group users also, group people also not getting read permission. So for example, if I'm switching to user 2 here, okay, password is user 2. Okay, now cd slash stem. 1 second, we have to check id, right? So id user 2. Okay, user 2 is in a group 1. Okay, user 2 in a group 1. Okay, and our user 1 is also in a group 1, right? So this is a group permission. Group members also getting read permission. Group, wherever it made a sound, but where is it? Okay. Okay. So user 1 group, this is a group 1 permission. Group 1 is r only, read only permission. Group having a read only permission. Okay, and okay, so we'll see that one. This is the user 1 is also the member of group 1. So the group 1 members can able to get read permission. Others are getting read permission. Group people also getting read permission. So we'll see. Just see file 2. I'm in a user 2 now. I switch it to user 2. Okay, I can read the file. Can I add data to the file? Both are in same group. Permission denied. Now observe thing. So whether what will work, what won't work. So for observation, space hyphen l c file 2. Who is a owner? User 1. Group 1 is a group membership. Remaining all others only. But we are both are in the same group. So I'm trying to give group permissions. I am a user 2. So look at that screen clearly. I am user 2. Okay. So I want to give permission on this file. So group can able to write. So we'll see chmod. Group can able to write, right? So group can able to write. But it is changing permission of cfile2 operation not permitted because you are not a owner of the file. You are not a owner of the file. Who is the owner? User1 is the owner of the file, so he can change the permission. Now I'm going to user1. Now I'm in a user1. ls space hyphen l cfile2. So again I am going to put a chmod group plus w cfile2. Now it is not throwing error, and also I have to verify W is given or not. So now group users can able to write into the thing. Okay, so we'll see first that one. So when we are putting here user2 is a member of the group, but still is not getting a permission earlier. But now we are giving a permission to group users, so he can able to add the data. We'll see file2. Okay, it is showing it is not drawing anything. This is user2. Okay, that is enough just for understanding only. Control D. Okay, control D. So now read whether it is data is there or not. Okay, that line is added. So why? Because of why? Oh, yeah, okay, I typed wrongly. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, why? Because of group 1 having a permissions. Can uh, student can able to do it, student cannot able to add because student is not a member of group. Okay, student is a others, so he can able to read it but he cannot able to add the data. Very simple. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, so I think you understand thing. So what is the
Yes.
group permissions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next we got a question here. Oh, I put a question mark and enter. Okay, no wala ls space hyphen. Yeah, we done something. We are trying to change the permission, right? Chmod g plus. Okay. Mm, so I'm trying to change permission like mm, already there. So r plus w c file one. Anything, just it's a command only. Still cannot get it. You can able to write into the file, but you cannot able to give the permission on the file because you are not a owner of the file. So remember that one. So here, okay, so only only owner means user name is there, no? So owner of the file or directory can. Okay, so what I am doing is there is enough, so because length is more, can change permissions. Okay, now it is enough. Okay, so of course root can also do it. Root can also do it. So only owner of the file or root can also change the permissions. So that is important here. Okay, so can change the permissions. Okay, even though both users are in same group also they cannot able to change the permissions. Okay, now okay, so that is the one. Now I think you got the point. So who will change the permission also? Next point is how to change owner of the file. How to change owner of the file. So how to change the owner of the file. So if you someone came again. Good, good. 12 members, someone still missing. One more person missing. We'll see. How to change owner of the file. Okay. So who can change the owner of the file? That is also great. Only root can change the owner. Okay, you cannot change yourself or owner also. So what is the command ch1? Finally Salman came. Good, good. So now only we started, right? So who can change? Can change owner. So okay, root user can able to change the owner of the file. Okay, owner of the file array. What I'm typing here. Directory. Command is ch1. Here I'm putting a clear, so then everything is get clear. This is the user one, and user one is created a file. We'll see. See ls space hyphen l c file one. Sorry, c file two. So I'm the owner, and I'm going to change the owner of the file. So ch1. Okay. User two c file two. Now it is showing changing ownership of C file to I am created this file and I can't change it to another owner, so I can't change it. Okay, even though I'm a owner. So who can able to change it? The root user can able to change it. So this is the root. Okay, so I put a full screen. You can see the screen is covered, right? Yeah, I'm in a root. Remember guys, where I'm doing this, I'm using almost like a three terminals here. Okay, so this is the root. Okay, remember I'm in a temp only, everybody is in temp only. Okay, ls space hyphen l c file 2. Okay, remember guys, what I'm doing is on particular file I'm changing the owner means user I'm changing. Okay, so username is user1 on this c file 2. Okay, I'm not changing the username. Understand, I'm not changing the username. If I want to change the username, I have to use user mod command. That is, I'm changing user directly, user only. Here I'm changing ownership on the file. I'm changing ownership on the file, the user ownership on the file. So correctly exactly say user ownership on the file. So now it is user one is the owner. Now I'm changing to user 2. So ch1 user 2 c file 2. Okay, on the particular file I'm changing the ownership. So first I no need to mention previous owner, which destination owner only I have to mention ch1 user 2 c file 2. On c file 2 only I'm changing owner. That's it. Okay, so try to understand, that's a little bit difference is there. Okay, now again check it. So earlier the owner is user 1, now owner is user 2. Okay, so I'm going to user 1. So this is the user 1. Okay, so and check the permissions once again. Yeah, this is now user 2. Okay, so now I am the group member, so I can able to add the data, but can I change permissions? User mod. Okay, group minus w c file 2 permissions. There is no permission because you are not a owner of that file. Okay, now I'm going to user 2 and put it clear, so then things will be up. So ls space hyphen l um, c file 2. Who is the owner? User 2. I am the owner now, so user 2. Okay, so can I change the permissions? Chmod g minus w. Anything, just try, you can get it. No, see, the permission is changed. So owner of the file can able to change the permissions. That is the first one. Second, who can change the ownership on the file? Who can change the user ownership on the file is by root only. Root can able to change it. Otherwise you have to become a sudo user. Maybe you can try with a sudo here. Like root is the student is already sudo here, user one is also sudo here. Okay, we can override the certain admin permissions. Okay, next. not here. And what is their group name? Is a group one, right? So what are the groups I have? So tail space hyphen 4 slash etc slash group. So I have more groups are there. Group one, group two, both are there. Two groups are there. All right. So I have a group one and as well as a group two also there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the group. CHGRP is a called change group. So the group name is group one earlier. The group ownership on this file is group one. Now I'm going to change to group two. C file two. Operation not permitted. Okay. If you are trying to change group ownership on the file, even though you are a owner of the file, you cannot change it. Who can able to change it? Root only can able to change it. Okay. So compulsory you should log in as a root. Okay, then only you can able to do it. ch1. So I change actually when I put ls space hyphen l c file 2. Okay, so it is showing a permission, right? So where is the root? Here is the thing. Yeah, I will copy directly. So it is quite easy. Why I took a temp? Temp is this is how to change the ownership. Next group. If you are observe, the group is like this, right? So if you observe, the group is group one. Group one. Now I want to change the group ownership from group one to group two on this particular file. So who can able to change it? Who can able to change it? So root can change group ownership. Okay, root can change group ownership. So you must be in a root compulsory, and you have to use chgrp. Chgrp is the command. Okay, so we'll see where is the root. So we have to go to root. Okay, I think you got guys understand why I use a putty. Okay, it's quite easy. So anyway, ls command is there. So I'm directly typing chgrp group to c file to again verify the group is changed. So this is the command to change the group. Okay, so this is changing groups. Okay, not only a file, directory also same method. Directory also same method. Okay, for directory name. So ownership and ch group. Okay, so we are working on a temp, right? So we are working on a temp, and under that one, I have some ld. So td1 is there. Okay, so here the user is root on this directory, and group is also root. Okay, and internal files inside of this td1 there's a two files. One owner is student, a group is student, and another file root and root. So there is a small column here. It is what I want to do is like I want to change entire ownership. For example, on directory, if I change ownership, it won't affect it affect on a directory only. But both the things like both the directory and internal files also I want to change it. Understand? So I have a td directory. Okay, so I have a directory name is td1. Okay, and who is the owner? Root. Who is the group? Root. But I have a two files. So I have td directory. So one second, I will copy this thing so you will understand. Okay. My language is become so language only. Why I'm getting so I don't know. Oh shit. Okay, forget about what is not late. Okay, so this is a TD1. Can you see? This is the permission on a root. It's a root, but there is a two files. One is student, another student, and student. Now, what I want to do is on TD1 and file is f2 and as well as tf1. Okay, both should get user one as a uh, owner and group 2 as a group ownership. Okay, so user 1 as a user and group 2 as a group ownership on both, on the directory and the internal files also. Just for example, if you want to see ch1 um, ch1 for example user 2 td2 no permission. So td1 sorry. So user, earlier it is a root, now it is become user 2. But if you check the files inside of this directory, no change. So owner of the directory is user 2. Okay, and internal files having student and root only. So internally it is not affecting. So understand that one. I done like this. Okay, so why? Because of I try to show you it is not affected in internal files. To affect in internal files, you must use some thing like a hyphen capital R. But my task is I want to change user one as owner of the file and owner of the directory and internal files content of the directory. Okay, and this is a group. I want to change it like this on both directory and internal also. In certain cases may required. Usually I seen Oracle installed in Linux part, that time also I seen. Okay, so ch1 hyphen capital R. Okay, hyphen capital R, first user one. Of course, again I have to use chgrp, right? Again chgrp to change the group, but I'm not doing that one. I am putting group 2 directly. Okay, td1 now done. So again check it. So internal files are changed, and check this one. Okay, on directory permissions also changed. So this is how we can able to do it. So in a Linux, always remember in a Linux. Okay, so there are a lot of ways to do things, depends upon your scenario. What is your scenario? Based on that you can able to do it. You can do one by one, or you can use one single command to change everything. It depends upon you only. So if you observe from the output, you will understand. I change on the directory. The user owner is user 1 and group is group 2, and that is okay. In a permission, so many things are there. These are the few part of the permissions. Okay, now when I create a file or a directory. Okay, so I thought, okay, I think you understand, right? So one is ch1 to change the username. Change the username means owner permissions, user ownership on the file or directory ch1, chgrp. So group ownership on the file, we can able to change it. If you want to change both ownership and group, so you can use ch1 is enough. If you want to change ownership, okay, this is a one more thing is there now. So like ls space fnl c file 1 test c file 1. Okay, root is there, so I'm going to change like ch1, user 1, group is like a, group 2, or maybe owner is student, so I will put a student instead of that one, student. Group is group 1 c file 1. Yes, it is not understanding the directory, forget colon. So if you check it, both are changed. So we can give in a, so h1 only, we can able to give both username and group name also we can able to give. And if you use recursive, when we use hyphen r we will giving on a directory. If you give on a directory, you are changing the user and group on directory and internal of the directory also. By 16. Okay, okay. Maybe it got two entries. No problem, no problem. Okay. ch1 student group 1, ch1 colon group 1. Okay, so c file 1. So we can change both username and group at a time, and we can change the group user and group um, of the file, and directories and internal parts we can able to do it. This is the part. Good. Okay, so this is about your ownership part. Okay. Next, ls, so many are there. Okay, now I'm going to create a file, um, c file 3. Okay, this is c file 3. Enter, control d, completed, ls space hyphen l, c file 3. Have you seen the permissions always rwrr? Why I am getting always rwrr? Okay, okay, so then we'll see. I'm going to create a directory, mkdir td2. Now ls space hyphen ld td2, because it's a directory I have to tell d. On directory also I'm getting permission rwxrr only. So if you see this thing, if you observe, both permissions are similar. Both permissions are similar. Okay, like this. Okay, so both permissions are similar. See, I created a file here, and if you check, this is the permission. I created a directory, and I got this one. Okay, so if you understand the similarity, this is rw hyphen because it's a file, and this is rwx because it's a directory. X is added. R hyphen hyphen. or x, because x is extra. If you are comparing these two things, only x is extra. There is no difference is there. Okay. Okay, first remember that one. Next, why I'm getting this permission only? There are a lot of different type of permissions are there. Okay, now I want to do some project. When I creating some file, the file always should get like this: rw no permissions, no permissions for others. Others should not touch it. Only read write permissions for user and group. Others should not get permission. So I got a new project and I want to do work on it. Now when I create a new file, then all new files should get these permissions only. So every time when I create a file, again I have to change the permission, right? So instead of that one, when I create a file, automatically permission should become like this. Understand? This is the default permissions we are getting, right? So rwrr, that is a default permission, or rwx rx this is a default permission on the directory. But when I create next time, so up to now whatever it is, but next time when I creating a file or a directory, it should get permissions like rw rw and no permission for others, or for a, if I create a directory rwx and no permission for others. So this is what I want output. Okay, so how to do it? First of all, understand why we get a this how it is a default value, how it is a default value. The command is umask, not imask, umask. Okay, the command is umask. We are getting 0022. The umask value is 0022. So I'm writing that one 0022. So remember what the name I'm putting here. So forget about this zero. So only I'm taking 022. First zero representation is different. So use zero. Okay, and subtract with the 777. Subtract with a 777. You will get 755. So what is the meaning of 755? RW X 5 means RX RX. Um, for example, if you take 666, 666 means full permission. 777 means including X permissions. Same number is a umask value. What is the umask value? Umask value tell you what is your default. Default permission set when you create a new file or a directory. So this is RW6 and 4 means R only, and this is R only. We are getting these kind of permission, right? So same permission we are getting. So because of this you mask value only. Okay. The question is, I want to change. Okay. Next time onwards, I should get like this. I should get my output is like this. So remove this one. I want to get output like I want to get permission on my files and directories are like this. This is for a files. This is for a directories. Okay. Now how to do it? So I'm taking a directory wise. So it will apply for both files and directories. So directory wise only. So the number is, so RWX 7, RWX 7, nothing 0, and take full permissions. Again subtract. You will get 007. 007 you are getting. So what I'm going to do is I will change my umask value. So I'm changing umask value, simple umask 007. What will happen? We'll see. So I change my umask value. Okay. Now ls space hyphen l c file 3. Any changes there? Nothing will happen to existing data. Nothing will happen to your existing data. Only thing will happen to, okay, your new files only. For example, CA4. So put as this is C file 4. Okay, C file 4. Can you see the difference? Earlier we have these permissions. After I do umask, when I create a new file, the change is affected, but not change won't happen to the existing file. Only thing for new created things only. Okay, and also I'm going to do mkdir. So td3 ls space hyphen ld td3. So I'm getting rwx hyphen hyphen kind of stuff. So this is umask. How to do it? How to understand? Umask is nothing but umask value will tell you what is your default permissions on your files and directories. What when you create a new file, automatically what are the file permissions you are getting? If you create a directory, what are the permission directory will list? Next, umask. You can change the umask value. Okay, first of all, what kind of permission you want to get it when you create a new file or a directory? When you are creating new file or directory, what kind of permissions you should get it? So what you have to do? So calculate according to that ones, take your permission and convert into the numbering and subtract from the full value and give the full value to the system and automatically it will understand. Okay. And once you dial the practical, better to revert into the previous one. This is 0022. It means it's a 022. Okay, so put a umask 022. Okay, so you put a umask command. Now again it is changed to 022. If you want to try C file 5. Okay, so now it is changed to the default one, default value. So I change the value to the previous value. It is working. So like that we can able to change it. Okay, I used user to here. That's why I okay. Anybody can able change it. Okay, guys, this is a umask value. Okay, next I want to do one small thing, and then I will show you one, and then we'll stop the video. So I want to go to directory. Only root can do this part. Okay, so root, because we are working on a temp only. Why we are working on a temp? So already I told. Okay, ls space hyphen ld slash temp. It is under slash and temp. So you will get a common permission. See, all permissions on a temp, so anybody can able to access the data in the temp. So that is quite easy. Okay, so how to go to home directory? CD is enough, or you can put a CD this mark, no wall, sorry, CD space home directory. Okay, so I'm going to home directory for every user, so including user 1 also. Okay, now we went there. This is the root, and root having a files, right? ls file 1 or file 2, something is there. Your file is there. Others having root permission, right? So this is user 2, cat slash root slash file 1 or file 2, anything, permission denied. So normal user cannot access root directory thing. Okay, now this is the root user 2, this is user 2. Okay, so may I have any files? Have a file 1, have a file 1. Okay, what is my pwd? Is slash home slash user 2. Okay, this is user 1. ls, I think is there in user 1. So cat space slash home slash user 1 user 2 slash file 1, permission denied. You can't access other users home directories also. You can't access root user home directory means slash root, and also you cannot access other users home directory also. Why? Because you don't have a permission. See, this is a file 1 is there here. Yeah, it is not throwing error, it is does not contain anything, but it is not throwing error because of it is in my home directory only. I will show you that what is the difference. Slash home, yeah, slash home. If you see ls space hyphen l slash home, and each directory name, here it is student, user, student group, and student directory. User 1, group 1, user 1. User 1 is a home directory. So here it is a I'm reading completely. User 3, your group 1, user 3 directory. Okay, if you see the permissions, user, how user means owner of the directory can able to access rwx. Okay, group users cannot able to access, group people cannot able to access the directories. Okay, others cannot able to access your directories. That's it is secure. Only you are a user and you can able to access your home directory. Other users cannot access your home directory. Of course, root can able to access anybody's home directory because it's a highly privileged one. So it got lot of permissions. It's a super user of the computer. Root is a super user of the Linux machine. Okay. So you can verify like this. So can you able to access others or not? So that's why I went to temp and I want to create a thing. I want to create a files and directories for our practical. Now what I'm going to do is, I don't want to go for temp. I need a common folder for everyone. I want a common folder for everyone. Okay, so I'm going to create a directory under slash. Name of the directory is data dar. Just example, I put a name slash data dir. Okay, so I'm going to create under slash. I'm doing this thing with root. Understand, I'm using a root user because root user have a permission. Okay, had a permission on a slash only, has permission. Okay, sorry. Okay, now I want to check the permissions on this slash data dir. Can you see root? is a user and a group is a root, and then permissions rwx rr. It means root user and all others. Root user can read and write on the directory, and others can able to read it. Okay, so for example, you go to the inside. Don't go inside now. It's okay. User to ls slash data dir. So we can see what is there. So it is not denying it. But if I'm trying to create a file, okay, touch slash data dir some file aff1 permission denied. You cannot create inside of it. So now what to do? Okay, change the permission. Ch mod give all permission to everyone. So everyone will get permissions. Now see, now if I go to user to same, how it is working. You can see by slash if it is working. Okay, so that is the why we are using this one, common one. And also we can change ownership on the directory also. We can do it. So if you want to do ownership on the directory, for example ch1 hyphen capital R, not required, student group 1, for example. Okay, you want to change the permission for entire people, you can use this one. Only on group, only on the particular directory or file, just you no need of that one. So permission not there, but problem is it's not root. On directory, so even it is there. So when you are installing Oracle kind of stuff, so you must change username as a Oracle, and group is like o install or dba type. Okay, depends upon your required permission. You have to change the permission on directory and make sure that everybody can able to access, or maybe user and group can be able to access, others not accessible. So this is about your changing permissions. So one thing is there, so I want to tell that one. Okay, that is what I done. So I created a directory. uh, I log in as a root, and I mkdir slash data dir, and then I change the permission ch mod 777. So I given permission to everyone, so any person come here and create a directory. Okay, now ch one, if you want you can put everything under same. Just for fun I change the user and the group on the directory. If you want to change internal directory and directory content also, then you have to use hyphen capital. Okay, in this directory we have some data also there, right? Which is created by user 2. Okay, don't worry guys, just I will tell one command. Okay, so one part, then I will give you a break. Okay, so I will give you a break. I need just 5 to 10 minutes only. I will explain it and wait. Here there is a file called f11. Okay, so there is a file called f11. So what is there inside of it, we don't know. Cat slash data f11. So nothing is there. So better I will put some data. So this is F11 file. Okay, there is a file. Okay, so this is a F11 permissions. So user 2 is a owner and group 1 is a group ownership is there on that one. So who is the owner? User 2. Okay, and group 1 on this one, right? The question is, I have a user. I have a user. Username is, for example, user 3. Okay, user is maybe student. Student is a user. Student is not a member of group 1. Understand? I think so. He is not a member of group 1. Student is others. Now, others, I don't want to give permission to others. I want to add a permission to student. Understand? It means Warner is user 2, Warner is user 2, user is user 2. Okay, but I want make extra user for student 1. He's not a Warner, but he's become a student as a extra user. So I will give a permission like a read and write permission to student, not to others. Okay, not to others. I will make you more easy. Ch1 sorry, chmod 600 hash data f11. If you see only user 2 has the permissions, read and write permission, group members also don't have permission, others also don't have a permission. Now I want to give permission to a specific user. I want to give permission to a specific user. I done mistake. So now group having read permission, but I want to give a permission to a specific user, like a specific permission, like a read and write permission. How to give? So this is called like getfacl. Okay, one second. To make it more easy, I'm going inside PD. Okay, so getfacl f11. It is showing file name is f11. Owner of the file is user 2. Group is group 1. User getting RW, group getting R, others getting nothing. So this is the permissions on the file. The command is getfacl, single word only, getfacl space f11 is given. And if you see, owner is user 2, group is group 1, and user is RW, group is R, and others are nothing. Okay, now I want to add student user to access it. I want to give RW permissions to it. Okay, so how to give? Set -m user is student, permission is RW, on the file is f11. Now check it. So what happened? It's not throwing any error, but it should become now. Still it is showing. Mhm. Modify ACL. This is M. X means remove the permissions ACL. M means modify ACL. This is accessing. Why it is utter flap here? No changes. Oh shit. The same thing. No difference, right? Sorry. Set FACL. U colon student. I've done so many times and I'm getting dot on it. Okay, now it will see. Now it is working. See, user is getting, user is student RW thing also. Okay. Um, so this is, let's see, okay, and CD slash let space hyphen L F11. If you see, the user is user 2 and group 1 is a group ownership. So this is student, right? Student is others. So can I access this one? So cat F11. So I can able to read it even though I don't have a permissions plainly. Can I add something to it? Okay, add some text. Yes, it is giving add the text. If you want to check it, then you can check it also. Okay, so this is it. Now, how we can able to do it? So get facl f11. So you will get a extra permission. User 2 is a owner and group and student is other. Even other are a group member. So you want to strict access. You want to give a strict access. So this user can able to access. This user cannot able to access like that. So you have to permit a particular user or a group. You have to permit particular user or a group to access your file. Both read and write. So you can give read only. Also you can give read and write also. Both you can give, both read and both read, both you can give. Otherwise you can give only read. Okay, so this is how we can able to use with the get facl and set facl commands. Okay, so to whom you are giving permission and what kind of permission you have to specify it. If you want to remove it, you can use instead of m, you can use x. Okay, and if you are observe ls space hyphen l f11, there is a plus mark is there. Can you see this plus? Can you see? Normally it's showing dot. It is showing dot here. So every permission if you see, it's showing dot. But here it is showing plus mark. Now it is showing plus mark. Why it is a plus mark? Because I add a extra permission to it automatically. It is. It means not only a default permissions on it, we add a extra user or a group permission on it. That's why it is showing plus permission is there. Okay. So basically on this on the file, so user 2 is a user and this is the group, but I'm add a another user to file for accessing. the file. Okay, so what is the command here to check it? To get facl space f11, next is set facl. Okay, hyphen m means modify the permissions, u colon means user, g means group. So I'm telling in a only user wise only now. You can do for a group also. And check get facl f11, then ls space hyphen l f11 and verify with the user. So this is about your get facl and set facl. It's not a problem. If you try one or two times, you will understand set facl and get facl. Okay, access control list. Okay, so this is it.